Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to Post Cologne. Today we're taking a look at a new Lattafa, and it's Lattafa's Najdia Intense. All right, Najdia Intense is from the House of Lattafa. It's an eau de parfum concentration, and you can pick this bad boy up for $37 at PerfumeBox. Link's gonna be down in the description if you decide you wanna check this one out. Also have a coupon code, save yourself 5% off your purchase at PerfumeBox using code POST5 if you decide you wanna shop with them. So we have ourselves a new flanker to the rather popular Lattafa Najdia with the Najdia Intense, and presentation on this, pretty straightforward. Kind of mimicking that same leaf that goes on with the original Najdia. Kind of has like a bit of a fuzzy texture going on there. All the necessaries on the back, but typical cardboard box. Bottle presentation, pretty much the exact same as the original Najdia. Has that leaf print going on there, just a bit of a different color going on to the bottle. But if you've seen the original Najdia, you've seen this. Cap on this, kind of a lightweight plastic, but it does have some thickness to it. Also has kind of a fuzzy texture going on to that right there. Name of the fragrance house up top. And the atomizer on this bad boy is pretty nice. Nice fat sprays, decent distribution, will absolutely get the job done. So overall presentation on this, not bad. So if you were wondering what Lattafa's Najdia Intense smells like, you've come to the right place, because I'm about to tell you. Some of the notes listed in this are a mint, ginger, apple, pineapple, lavender, geranium, marine, patchouli, musk, tonka, and some sandalwood. So let me tell you what I get from this fragrance. In the opening, you get a beautiful medley of that mint, that ginger that comes through, has a real nice fresh spiciness to it, and that lavender that comes through in the mid. Nice kind of clean, aromatic, almost has a touch of sweetness coming through, probably from that pineapple and the apple coming through, but it's really about that mint, that ginger, and the lavender. Just a really nice, fresh, clean touch of sweetness coming through, and with that fresh spicy mint, that ginger gives it kind of a nice pop, a nice elevation to those aromatics. Just a really nice opening to this one. As you work towards the mid, you get a little bit more of that geranium coming through, so adds to that aromatic profile. It kind of accentuates that mint note ever so slightly, but has this kind of extra green touch to it. But it's really about that clean aromatics that's coming through, the fresh spiciness. You're still getting a bit of sweetness coming from that apple and the pineapple. They're not distinguishable as kind of like a pineapple note or an apple note. You just get a kind of nice fruity sweetness that sits in behind that clean freshness from that lavender and the fresh spiciness coming from those top notes. As this opens up a little bit more, you do get this nice marine note that works its way in. So it adds this kind of fresh, clean, almost watery feel to it that plays really nicely with those aromatics. Adds a bit of kind of a, like almost like a marine sweetness to it as well, but it's really about kind of that brisk cleanliness that comes through with it. And it's just an absolutely beautiful scent accord. Once you get towards the dry down, you do get some more of that sandalwood coming through. It has a nice kind of soft, almost creamy, smooth style of sandalwood with some nice musk that pushes through. So it's got an extra sweetness coming from that musk on this nice clean sandalwood. You get a little bit of tonka bean coming through, but really it's about those aromatics in the mid. That lavender really pushes forward, that geranium there adding that green touch, and you get just enough sweetness to kind of balance this off. Just a very kind of like handsome, well put together, clean, fresh style of fragrance that just balances off with those sweet accords, the aromatics, and those touches of woods, just to make this an absolutely beautiful scent accord. So this is kind of a twist on the Jean-Paul Gaultier's Garden Paradise, or Paradise Garden, whatever it's called. There is some similarities to that one. It's definitely a twist on that. It's not a one-to-one clone of that fragrance. It shares that mint and that geranium and some of that clean aromatics that comes through with the Jean-Paul Gaultier. One thing that this one is missing is that fig and that coconut note. So I find the Jean-Paul Gaultier kind of has a little bit of an additional kind of fruity sweetness, has a bit of kind of a creaminess that comes through with that, and you do get that coconut note. Whereas this one's really more about those aromatics that come through. And not to say that this is bad because it misses those notes, but that's just kind of the difference between the two. I really do enjoy kind of the aromatic nature of this one, and I think it's a nice, interesting twist to it. So it will remind you of the Jean-Paul Gaultier, but this does go in its different direction. So it's definitely a twist of this fragrance, but really, really nice scent profile on it. So when it comes to the performance of Lattafa's Najdia Intense, I get decent performance off this. Granted, this is a brand new bottle. I've only had a chance to wear this a few times now, and so just take this with a grain of salt. I think with some time this will improve, but right out the bottle, projection on this is pretty good. First hour and a half to 2 hours, beyond an arm's length before it does settle back in. Nice scent bubble, nice sillage with this one for that initial hour and a half or so. And in terms of longevity, I'm clocking about 7 hours off skin before it really does fade into a skin scent, but it does linger a little bit after that. Get some on your clothing and you're gonna definitely push out the longevity on this. So I think this once this kind of sits for a few weeks or a couple months, I think the performance on this will improve. And I think this would do really well in the high heat. I think this would push off a lot harder in the high heat. Currently right now it is pretty cold here in Canada, and so this will improve with some heat. I think it's having a little bit of trouble pushing through this cold right now, but performance overall, pretty good. So when it comes to the where and when, I think Lattafa's Najdia Intense would be most appropriate. Definitely think this is like a spring, summer style of fragrance. Has that freshness, that cleanliness going on to it, that it sings to that spring season, that kind of rejuvenating style of fragrance that goes on, just with really kind of clean nature to it. And the summertime, I think this one will absolutely shine. Mild to high heat temperatures, I think this one is absolutely perfect. Like I said, just kind of has that clean freshness going on to it that is perfect for the spring and summertime season. Could wear this one in the fall. I am currently wearing this one in the fall, and it does still work. And then if you're just looking for a fresh, clean vibe, it's going to work. Doesn't push through too hard in the winter, so not necessarily the greatest winter fragrance, but pretty versatile, I'd say, across the seasons, but definitely going to sing in the summer and the springtime. In terms of occasions, very casual style of fragrance, but has that cleanliness, that well put together kind of handsome nature to it, that this will absolutely be perfect for date nights as well. And same reason, I think you could dress this up formally, just because of that clean nature that goes on to it, just kind of that put together, gentlemanly sort of vibe. I think you could dress this one up as well. So very versatile across different occasions, office friendly, gym safe fragrance for sure. I think this would make a fantastic office and gym fragrance, just because it's just got that mass appeal, compliment factor to it. It's not going to be offensive to anybody. It's just going to smell nice, fresh, and clean. And I think it would work across a variety of different occasions. So overall, spring, summer fragrance that's just going to work pretty much any occasion. So my overall thoughts on Lattafa's Najdia Intense. This is a great flanker to the original. I really enjoy the scent profile on this one. I think the balance of those aromatics, some of the sweet touches, that nice soft woods that comes through, that little hint of that marine note that comes through, and the kind of muskiness and that tonka that comes through just subtly in the base, just to round this out to just a really well put together fragrance. And for the price of like 37 bucks, I think this is a great pickup for me. I'm pretty stoked to wear this in the spring and the summertime, but I think it's gonna make a great gym scent for me, and overall, not disappointed with the performance, and I think the versatility on this is great. So I am quite pleased. I'm pretty happy about this new flanker, and I think it might be worth checking out. That's Lattafa's Najdia Intense. And I want to hear from you guys. What are some of your favorite fragrances to get that fresh, clean sort of vibe going on? Comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. I love getting your different recommendations, your hidden gems, different tastes and scent profiles. Appreciate you. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see y'all next time.